Hello, everyone. Welcome to my show for this week. It's been a lot of things going on. Sorry I missed you guys last week. Um, I'm in the process of like getting some things together and organizing a lot, and it was just a lot. But anyway, I'm glad you could make it today, and I'm glad to see you guys and be here today. Um, Today, this episode of Wishes for the World, where basically I wanted to just talk about originally last week, where our presidents that have been here in the past are at the time. And so, anyway, I'm just going to um, pick up from there. But how was you all's week? I'm a little annoyed at the moment because the pets, they're annoying me. Um, and they're not doing what they are supposed to be doing. Usually they're taking a nap and I'm able to do what I need to do. But for whatever reason, what I'm doing seems a lot more interesting. So they're hopping around over here. Um, I keep putting them down, but she keeps jumping back up here. Now this is the sister. You ain't never. Usually it's the little brother. Go on. No, go take a nap. But anyway, and then uh, I just get. I don't know. It's a lot. And I'm convinced, like sometimes you know how we're all aspiring to do different things. Sometimes we have bad days. And when you're doing a lot of this by yourself, like I am, it gets frustrating and overwhelming because I'm trying to get things done before I need to get them done, and nothing is doing what I wanted to do. So anyway, um, my camera looks a little dusty here. Sorry about that. But anyway, I'm over it. I just can't uh, be frustrated about it right now. So anyway, I'm having surgery on my left foot, and I will be on a knee scooter. And I'm getting a bone fusion in my toe. So, anywho, everything will be all right. Everything is gonna be all right. But anyway, um, when we're talking about our presidents and what they're up to right now, we hear a lot about the Obamas. Fortunately, we get feedback from many different forums. Um, I know just last week or the week before, um, President Obama and Michelle were out at a baseball game, and they made a big to do about the type of dress that she had on, like it was, overly hip, I guess. I don't know. I'm using those words, but that was my interpretation of it all. Was that Michelle Obama had on this dress, and um, it was cute. It was like a denim dress or what have you, but like it makes me laugh sometimes when some things become all a Twitter in regard to what a celebrity or the president's wife, in this case, are doing. But, starting today with the Obamas in Pennsylvania, they're going to begin that automatic voter registration for people getting a driver's license or a state ID card. So I guess you'll hear more about that in the months and weeks to come. But recently, um, the MBK Alliance recently awarded grants to like 33 different organizations, and in these organizations in Chicago that are working to lift up and empower uh, young boys and men of color, which is great. So they've been doing some inspirational type of work for this, but this basically uh, the Barack the Obamas are endorsing this and basically trying to get things underway. So I think that's awesome. There's some other information where there's Michelle and Barack do this, basically the lead powerful 9/11 celebrity tributes to Tim McGraw, Katie Couric, and Katie Hudson, who were uh, basically there at this event. And during this event, basically they're paying homage to the anniversary of 9/11 about a week ago. So that was pretty awesome. Michelle looked amazing. Her hair, her beautiful dress with the paisleys on it. But it's unfortunately our nation mourns on the 22nd. I cannot believe it was 22 years ago that this happened on 9/11. And I remember I was in the gym on the treadmill, or was I on the elliptical? I was on the elliptical machine. I don't know why. I'm sorry. This view that I have is not. It's just it doesn't look good. Anyway, but um, during that time when they made that tribute or what have you, there were several celebrities that joined them, as well as they had taken to social media to pay the tribute. So I'm sure since it's been a couple of weeks ago, a lot of you were able to see that. But this was great. They had a lot of likes, and then there were different pictures of Barack Obama, President Obama, basically at the memorial. So that was amazing. The Obamas have an $11.7 million Martha Vineyards. Um, and an 8.1 million Washington house, um, which they say are American dreams. So I can't even imagine an $11 million house when most of the houses here in LA are exorbitant as well. So a lot. Um, but anyway, I mean, I thought that was a nice little tribute that we were able to see for our presidents, um, President Barack Obama and his wife, in what they're doing in today's news, as well as um, what the Bushes are doing, George Bush and William Bush. um, and again, I'm just trying to appeal to everyone. Everyone is not as fame feels that they were as prestigious as some of our other presidents, but I mean, we like to look into and see what's going on. I will say that with George W. Bush or H.W. Bush, he still remains active in several charities that he speaks at, works in on some of the political issues that he represents, and he also in the U.S. he basically delegates um, to inaugurations and funerals around the world. But with that being said, Barbara Bush, unfortunately, when she died on April the 17th of 2018, they have been married for 73 years. So it's great to know that George H.W. Bush is still remaining active to this day. But Bush's post in presidency ended when he finally died in 2018. So he stayed busy up until then, and he only, like they say, a lot of people when their wife or spouse dies, that it they don't last very long. But it's like she died in April, and then he died in November, so he died 7 months later, and he did stay pretty active, but you know I'm imagining after 73 years of marriage, it was really, really hard. But does we know that George Bush does have kids, Jenna Bush and Barbara Bush, and Jenna Bush Hager is her name, and basically, they are pretty much trying to live on, you know. So when we talk about our ex presidents, um, we talk about know that we talk about Bill Clinton, or we hear about Bill Clinton, and he got sick at one point, so it seems like he's doing pretty good. They've worked together to bring together leaders at the Clinton Global, um, just to respond to the world's most pressing challenges, like speaking with the many people who can work together to build a better future. And that's pretty much what his advocacy is about. About 4 days ago, they um, brought out in his information out on the internet. There was lots of information about his biography that had been updated and reposted. And in doing that, they brought out a lot of different things about um, how his father was a traveling salesman, and um, that who died in a car wreck back in before he was born. So it seems kind of sad, but at the same time, these things that don't kill us make us stronger, right? We know that he became governor of Arkansas, and all the way into his presidency, and even to right now. Um, there was always some scandal going on, but it looks like now that in he's working still into some foreign affairs, or looking. Well, we talked about the 1998 Star was granted permission to expand the scope of his continuing investigation on his the allegations that were going on with him then. But after his presidency, we know that he was working with his wife's political career, and that began in 2000, which is Hillary Clinton. And of course, she was elected into U.S. Senate. Hillary Rodham Clinton. She was the first wife of the United States president who to win an elected office, as we know, and going on to do a lot of works with HIV and AIDS and several things from there. But for the most part, right now, I think that when we look at our previous president's life, you know, he made his autobiography, the book, giving how each of us can change the world. That came out in 2007. So I don't know if you guys have checked that out. But for the most part, a lot of the presidents are just kind of relaxing, chillaxing, and enjoying life. Um, we can look at so many different things. I mean, we have Donald Trump, and we know he always stays in the um, limelight, according to him. Um, he's still trying to come back and get an additional 4 years as a president. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm not sure. I know a lot of people didn't like Donald Trump. Um, Still don't and aren't very big advocates of him. I mean, again, he stays in the news, and I think my feelings and emotions uh, ran high when it came down to him being so visual on social media. I mean, I never could understand that because, in my opinion, you're mixing in with things that basically shouldn't be something that you'd be worried about. Like, you would think you'd be more concerned about what our country's doing and how to lead the country, opposed to responding and clapping back to people on the internet. I thought that was, I don't know, I just felt it was unprofessional. You know, then the pushing of the abortion bans. I mean, I know that all of these presidents have become advocates of what they believe in, and they get a voting based on the people that believe what they believe. But I do feel that the majority of the women in the world are huge in terms of what getting votes, plain point blank and period. And we know that he has not always been um, a lot of women have not always been fans of Donald Trump because they peg him as a chauvinist and just not respectful of women. So apparently, this has not changed, and we don't know what's going on from here. So, anyway, that was just a little bit of a look into what our presidents are doing and the ones that we've had so far. And I just wanted to jump into something else. Starbucks is facing this lawsuit because it's saying that their refresher fruit drinks are missing fruit. So the funny thing about all of this is how long does it take for you to realize there's no fruit in your drink? I mean, haven't these been out for a while? A lot of the plaintiffs allege that the customers bought the drinks under the assumption that they contained all the fruits clearly listed in the name. Now, I'm not sure what gave them that idea, and I'm not saying that they'd be wrong to believe that because you know what? If it says strawberry, you think there's strawberries in it. There's things floating around in it. Starbucks, they've been ordered by a federal judge to face a lawsuit claiming that some of the drinks lack the fruit. But the U.S. District Judge, John Cronin, rejected Starbucks' request to dismiss 9 of the 11 claims in the class action complaint because a significant amount of people and consumers have assumed that the beverage had the fruit in the name inside of the drink. And then Starbucks calls the allegations inaccurate and they don't have any merit. Now, whether or not Starbucks has come back and counter, shown some type of counter action against this, I'm not sure. But based on this advertising, plaintiff Joan Communis of Astoria, New York, and Jason McAllister of Fairfield, California, alleged that reasonable consumers are upset about this. You know what I mean? And because they're upset about this, they bought this drink with this assumption and aren't understanding what in the heck is going on. And so, with that being said, there's been a lot of things going on with this lawsuit. In the drinks is saying that a lot of the main ingredients in their refreshers were water, grape juice, concentrated, and sugar, and that the beverage differed from the Starbucks products in that the drinks don't actually contain the items in their name, according to the opinion. Now, Starbucks' hot chocolate contains cocoa, so it matches lattes. Uh, it's in terms of a latte, it contains matcha. So in the matcha lattes, it contains matcha, and its honey mint tea contains honey and mint. So they're basically saying, okay, well, you got these drinks, and you mentioned that the fruit drinks have mango, passion fruit, or acai in them, but it's not listed in the ingredients. Now, interesting to me, though, who was the person that brought this claim, and what took them so long to bring this claim, or even realize that Starbucks has been known to embellish their ingredients. I mean, even I remember finding out years ago about the how they talked about they use the ladybug shell, like to put on the the coloring from the ladybug shell is used in some of their coffees. So anyway, whole nother situation. But with that being said, I'm just outdone that, you know, this is happening. So their complaint is adding that 6 drinks do not, in fact, contain freeze-dried pieces of strawberry, pineapple, or dragon fruit, or like I said, the acai, but that Starbucks does not affirmatively indicate anywhere on their ingredients what that these items or these fruits are in the ingredients. I think that is crazy. But it looks like they are, they're seeking $5 million in excess damages. So I don't know if you got to jump on the bandwagon. I guess the only thing you could do is get your life. It's just crazy to me. Like these things that really go on around in the streets. But anyway, that's what the news is. The news and the views. So we don't know what's going to happen about that. I guess we'll learn more as the weeks come on to pass uh, about Starbucks being sued. But it's amazing just to notice that these things are happening in our country, and people just try to find different things to sue over. I think that's amazing. Only because they've been out for over 2 years now. I remember asking somebody, "Oh my gosh, are those good? Have you tried them? Whatever." And people say that they're good. So to have a scenario now where somebody wants to sue them, these people out in New York and people here in California is amazing. So we'll see what happens. But at any rate, again, I'm sorry for getting started late. And now that I'm sitting here at my desk and things are moving and shaking, I'm going to end our segment for Wishes for the World. And if I could have one wish, I would wish that our world would just keep it real and make sure that we are always trying to be honest and keep it 100 with each other, because the bottom line is that if we help each other to grow, we all can make a better day in our world and in our life as we continue to progress. But I also feel that in this wish, that it's to make sure that each one of us continues to be a little more proactive with what we need to do as our own self, and kind of like worry more about you than you do worry about other people, in the sense of making them do something that they're not doing. Just worry about you doing it. So in that wish, I wish that we all get along, but also that we can make sure that we're focusing on what we need to do as individuals, and that we become better on our own. So, anyway, this has been my segment of Wishes for the World. I'll be right back with our trending topics. Thank you so much. I'll see you in a minute.